Good evening, everyone, and welcome you all to our What the Buddha Said Dharma class. And today we are going to start discussing a wonderful Buddhist sutta, Metta Sutta or Karaniya Metta Sutta, Discourse on Loving Kindness. Okay, before that, let's pay homage to the Buddha. You're all welcome to join me to pay homage to the Buddha. But if you do not know the words, or if you have any other religious beliefs, so you can just observe it. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhasse. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May my homage to my teacher, Pinnath Lokuswamin Wahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends, loving kindness meditation is one of the most favorite meditations. Many people really like to practice loving kindness meditation. But if someone really wants to improve loving kindness meditation practice, there are some other things that they need to focus on. So just practicing loving kindness meditation is not enough to get the real benefits of loving kindness meditation, and also to develop loving kindness meditation to next level. There are other things that we should practice in our lives. So this sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta, or Discourse on Loving Kindness, teaches us what are the qualities that we need to cultivate in order to develop our loving kindness meditation practices. So today we are going to discuss about the first verse in that sutta, Metta Sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta, or Discourse on Loving Kindness. So let me share my screen. I have a presentation today. So in this sutta, in the first section, Buddha teaches us about the qualities that we need to cultivate in order to develop love and compassion in our heart. Then Buddha teaches us how to spread love and compassion toward other beings in this world. Okay, so we need to understand in this sutta, Buddha is not only talk about loving kindness, Buddha also talk about Nibbana, state of the ultimate state of peace and freedom, and how we can use loving kindness or love and compassion to attain that state of that state of our mind. And also, this sutta remind us that loving kindness is not simply emotion or feeling. It's a way of living. So it is something that we should add into our life, integrate into our day-to-day life. And then this sutta teaches us, and gradually this sutta take us to let go of craving, attachments, wrong views, and then it lead us toward the freedom of Nibbana. That is the ultimate goal in Buddhism. Okay, here is the first verse in Pali. The first verse. Karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamecha sakko ujucha sujucha sucho chassa mudu anatimani. Okay, let's take a look at the translation. One skilled in good, wishing to attain that state of peace, Nibbana, should act thus. He should be clever, upright, exceedingly upright, obedient, gentle, and humble. Okay, so here in this sutta, Buddha doesn't teach us only loving kindness in a way to live with that feeling. Here Buddha teaches us how we can cultivate love and compassion to reach to our final goal, Nibbana, or the full enlightenment. So the first and foremost quality that someone needs to have to cultivate pure love and compassion is having a wish and having some desire to attain that final goal, Nibbana. So then when someone has that wish, when someone has that desire, then very easily they can cultivate and develop other qualities that they need to develop love and compassion in their heart. Okay, so let's try to understand these words. Okay. So one word that we need to understand is Nibbana. Another one is skilled in good, clever, upright, obedient, gentle, and humble. So first someone should be skilled in good, and then they need to have a desire to attain the final goal, Nibbana. So in order to go there, they need to have qualities. So what are some of the qualities? They need to be clever, and they need to be upright, obedient, gentle, and humble. And also in the other verses, Buddha speaks about some other qualities that we need to have in our life as well. Nibbana. What is Nibbana? So when you learn Buddhist teachings, always you will hear this word, Nibbana. So what is Nibbana? So Nibbana is the extinguishment of greed and lust, extinguishment of anger and hatred, extinguishment of delusion and ignorance, extinguishment of craving and attachment. In other words, Nibbana is the ending of clinging. And Nibbana is the end of all the attachments. And the Nibbana is the end of craving. Or in other words, Nibbana is the liberation from all the suffering. So that is Nibbana. So that is the final goal in Buddhism. Put an end to all the sufferings and let go of all desires that we have in our mind. So when someone tries to attain Nibbana, gradually they develop one desire in their mind. So what is that desire? The desire to attain Nibbana. So they strengthen that desire. So we have to strengthen that desire. So when someone strengthens that desire, other desires gradually fade away in our life. Then finally, at the end, the practitioner let go of that desire as well, that one and only desire that they have desire to attain the Nibbana. So then at the end, after they attaining the, once they attain the Nibbana, they let go of the desire that they had to attain the Nibbana. Okay, so then skill in good. What does that mean? So meditation practitioner should be skillful in wholesome and unwholesome things, should be skillful in beneficial and unbeneficial things. So the meditation practitioner should be able to recognize wholesome things and unwholesome things, beneficial things and unbeneficial things. So to recognize those things, the goal that they have in their mind is helpful. Okay, what is the main goal? Attaining Nibbana. It means letting go of all desires or letting go of all the suffering. So that is the goal. So then the meditation practitioner try to understand what are the things that beneficial for me to achieve that goal, and what are the things that are unbeneficial to attain that goal. So then they try to let go of unwholesome things and they try to develop wholesome things in their lives. So the meditation practitioner should be skilled in good. Then meditation practitioner should be clever. Yeah, it's more similar to the being skillful in wholesome and unwholesome things. So they should be clever to understand the importance of cultivating good qualities in their life to attain the final goal. So what is the final goal? Nibbana. And they should be clever to develop these qualities in their life. And they should be clever to understand the right and wrong. So what are the right things to purify my mind? And what are the things that are not good for me to purify my mind? And what are the things that that cause some impurities in my mind. So then the meditation practitioner understand, okay, when I associate these particular things, those things trigger some negative thoughts in my mind. So because of that, I should not associate those things. And they understand, when I associate these particular things, then they are helpful for me to abandon negative thoughts and develop wholesome states in my mind. So meditation practitioner should be clever to recognize, again, unwholesome things and wholesome things. Then they engage in wholesome things and let go of unwholesome things in their lives. Okay, then next one, upright. Okay, what does that mean, upright? So one whose physical and verbal conduct is straight, honest, and virtuous. So upright means in Buddhism, having straight and virtuous conduct in body, speech, and mind, and free from crookedness, dishonesty, and harmful behavior. Okay, so far we learned a couple of things. Okay, let me share one sutta with you. This sutta is called Pacetana Sutta. So in that Pacetana Sutta, Buddha speaks about a king who wanted to have 2 chariot wheels for his chariot, because he had to go to a war. So then he went to his chariot maker, and then he said, in 6 months, I have a war, and I need 2 wheels for my chariot. So then that chariot maker spent almost 6 months to make the first wheel. So he spent almost 6 months to make the first wheel. But in 6 days, he made the second wheel. So first wheel took almost 6 months to finish. The second wheel took only 6 days to finish. So then the chariot maker brought those wheels to the king. Then king looked at those chariot wheels, and he saw those 2 wheels looked almost identical. There is no difference, almost similar. So then he asked, what is the difference between them? Then the chariot maker rolled both wheels. The chariot maker rolled both wheels. Then what happened? The wheel made in 6 days, rolled for a while, then it wobbled and fell to the ground. But the wheel that took almost 6 months rolled forward and then came to a steady stop. It didn't fall down. So then chariot maker says, so king, this is the difference. So one is stable, other one is not stable. So then king asked why. Then chariot maker explained, the wheel that fell down has a crooked, faulty, and defective rim, spokes, and hub. But the other one has no crookedness, no faults, no any defects. So that's why it didn't fall down. Then Buddha says, like that chariot maker, because that chariot maker, he is good at removing crookedness, faults, and defects in wheels. So likewise, Buddha is good in removing faults, crookedness in physical acts, verbal acts, and mental acts. So then Buddha says, just as the crooked wheel that wobbled and fell, a person who has crookedness in physical actions, verbal actions, and mental actions falls away from the Dhamma. So they cannot establish themselves on the Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha. But just as the straight wheel remains steady, a person who abandons those faults in their physical acts, verbal acts, and mental acts become firmly established in the teachings of the Buddha. So that's what we need to establish ourselves on the teachings of the Buddha. So we try to understand if there are any faults in our physical acts, verbal acts, and mental acts, then we need to let go of those things, and then it helps us to purify our morality. So then it helps us to become upright. So that's what means upright. Okay, so then again, let's go back to our presentation. Give 1 second. Okay, so upright. So we need to purify our verbal acts, our physical acts, verbal acts, and mental acts. So we need to develop our virtue, morality. And the next one, obedient. So obedient means being willing to listen to good advice and accept guidance from the Sangha, means from monks. Or in other words, so we should be willing to listen to good advice and accept guidance from our noble friends and people who help us. So a person who is obedient doesn't become defensive or stubborn when corrected. And they listen with respect, patience, and humility, and are willing to put good advice into practice. So there is a sutta. That sutta is called Anumana Sutta. It is in Majjhima Nikaya, the number 15. So in that sutta, one enlightened monk, Mahamevnawa, speaks about factors that cause disobedience. And also he speaks about factors that cause obedience. So to become obedient, we have to let go of the factors that cause disobedience. Okay, so let's take a look at what are those factors. The factors that cause disobedience: being overcome by strong desires for gain, respect, fame, honor, or praise. So when someone is obsessed with getting some gains, some respect, and or becoming famous, then it becomes a factor that causes disobedience. So because when someone when someone's mind is overcome by that desire, then they do not want to listen to others. And next one, praising oneself while putting others down or speaking badly about others. So suppose someone praise themselves, but they put others down and they speak badly about others. So then it causes, so that that bad quality cause disobedience. And the next one, becoming easily angry and overwhelmed by rage. Holding on to anger, hatred, resentment, or grudges against others. And getting into fights, arguments, or aggressive behavior because of anger. And using harsh or offensive words with the intention of making others angry. And here's another one, resisting, arguing, or fighting back when others point out one's mistakes or faults. Suppose sometimes it can also happen to us as well. Okay? When someone point out our mistakes, then sometimes like we can resist to it, or we might argue about it. So, but however, that cause disobedience. And the next one is responding with insults when someone tries to correct or advise them. And next one, instead of considering the criticism, attacking or blaming the person who pointed out the mistakes. So suppose someone make a mistake, and then another person, when another person try to point out that, so then the person who made the mistake attack the person, saying, okay, you also have done things like that, or you also make some mistakes in your life. So they attack back attack the person who point out those mistakes. And then avoiding the issue by changing the subject, talking about unrelated matters, becoming angry, or using bad temper to avoid the discussion. And next one, refusing to admit or take responsibility for a mistake or wrong action, even when it's true. And next one, looking down on or belittling the good qualities of others and acting against them out of spite or rivalry. Feeling jealous of other people's success and being unwilling to share what one has. So it means stinginess. So it means that person is jealous and also stingy. And being dishonest or pretending to have good qualities or virtues that one doesn't really possess. So sometimes people try to pretend that they have good qualities and they practice virtue, or they practice meditation, and they are good people, okay? But actually they are not. And the next one, being arrogant, overly proud, and unwilling to accept reasonable advice or admit when one is wrong. So sometimes people know that they are wrong, but they do not like to accept it. They might argue about it, or they might try to reasoning about it. So they do not like to accept it. And the next one is holding tightly to one's own wrong views and refusing to change them, even when shown that they are mistaken. So sometimes people, they do not like to change their views. So even someone prove or your view is wrong, they do not like to change it. So if someone has those things in their lives, so it means these things cause disobedience. So then, when someone try to let go of those things, when try to abandon these bad qualities in their lives, then it creates factors that cause obedience. So then they can become obedient. Okay. The next one is gentle. Okay. So next quality that we want to have in our life is gentle. So gentle means being soft in manner, kind in speech, patient in dealing with others, and free from harshness and aggression. So when someone is gentle, they speak kindly rather than harshly. And they always help others. So that's a sutta. I think we have discussed about some of the things in that sutta. So in that sutta, Buddha teaches us about 6 things that we need to practice to live in harmony with others. So what are those 6 things? The first one is practicing physical acts of loving kindness. It means using our body, we try to help others. And the next one is verbal acts of loving kindness. Like we speak gentle words, and we use our words to make someone's life is better. And mental acts of loving kindness, like we always try to think good thoughts. And the next one is sharing what we have with others, or practicing generosity. The next one is practicing virtue, being virtuous. And the 6th one is maintaining an attitude that helps someone to purify their mind, to let go of all the negative thoughts in their mind, and attaining the full enlightenment. So it means, suppose someone thinks so anger is bad, but loving kindness is good. So that attitude helps someone to let go of the negative thoughts and develop wholesome thoughts. So then when someone is gentle, so we can see those qualities in their life. And they do not use anger to control others. And they do not intentionally hurt others. And they are patient when dealing with difficult situations. And when someone is gentle, that person is easy to approach and communicate with. And also, they do not react aggressively when corrected. and they have soft and flexible attitude rather than being hard-hearted or stubborn. So we can develop these qualities to be gentle. The next one is humble. So we need to be humble. So humble means not thinking highly of oneself or looking down on others. A humble person is willing to listen, learn, accept correction, and treat others with respect. So when we study teachings of the Buddha, we can understand when someone has a good understanding of 4 noble truths, impermanence and non-self, they become more humble. So one of the great example is Arahant Sariputta Thero. So he's an enlightened monk, and he was one of the chief disciples of the Buddha, and also he was foremost in wisdom, but he was so humble, and always he was helpful, and also he he's ready to accept what others tells him. So one day when he was about to leave for his alms round, one novice monk noticed that that enlightened monk's robe, one edge of the robe is touching the ground. So we have a precept, monks have a precept, so we cannot let our robe touch the ground. So then that novice monk pointed it out, and that enlightened monk, he accepted that. Okay? And so he was so humble. So because he had a great understanding of impermanence and great understanding of the true nature of the life, and he has already let go of non-self, the view of self. Okay? So when someone has those understanding, then they become more humble. Why? Because they do not think about themselves. So when someone has a view of self, they always think about themselves. Oh, sometimes they think, oh, I'm the best, and others are not good like me. So then they do not become humble. But when someone do not have that view of self, then naturally they become humble. So we need to be humble to cultivate a love and compassion in our mind toward others. Okay, so today we discuss about the first verse in Metta Sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta, Discourse on Loving Kindness. Okay, now it's time for us to start our Q&A session. So do you have any questions about what we discussed today?
So you said that the robes can't touch the ground, but what about when you sit on the ground?
Actually, the thing is, like, we have to put something on the ground when we here's the thing. Okay, this precept is not a strong precept. Like, suppose, like, sometimes, like, monks even if their robe touches the ground, they do not notice it, or they do not remember that precept. So then they do not violate that precept. Okay? But however, like, when always when we try to, when we sit on the ground, we try to put something on the ground. Like normally we have a piece of cloth. Okay, so next time I will show it. Okay, so always when we go outside, we try to keep it with us, and then we put it on the ground, and we sit on that. You're on mute.
Sorry. So it's just when you're outside, it can't touch the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I told you it was a silly little question. Thank you.
Yes, Linda?
No, Bante, just a small question. There is something after the upright is exceedingly upright. Bante, how does it sound like upright?
Yeah, so they become more virtuous, and they become more honest, and so that's how Lukusaminase explains it. Okay, upright, so they become virtuous, and they become exceedingly upright. It means like they do not do any slight wrong. So always they try to maintain good physical acts, verbal acts, and mental acts. Always they are very mindful about what they do. So they not just avoiding doing harmful things. So they become more mindful about their actions.
Right, thank you, Bante. I guess all these qualities, in order to attain the Nibbana, it has to be ingrained in us. Like naturally, it has to be.
Yeah, we have to have those qualities. Okay? But the thing is, like, we don't need to be afraid, okay? Because no one, I mean, like, most of the people, like, they do not have those qualities when they start practicing the teachings of the Buddha. Okay, so that's why we practice the teachings of the Buddha, to cultivate those qualities. Because if everyone has those qualities, they do not have to practice the teachings of the Buddha. So that's why we have these teachings, because it guides us. Okay, these are the qualities that you need to practice. Okay, then it helps us to cultivate those qualities in our life. Okay.
Thank you, Bante.
You're welcome. Yes, Gisela?
Yes, thank you, Bante. So we start with the wish and the desire to attain Nibbana. Isn't that also a way of clenching? Like, it's like when you start the meditation and your body, like, it's like wanting it to go to the next step. It's like a way of because I can get frustrated by not like getting to achieve what I want. Isn't that a way of clenching into it?
The thing is, Gisela, it is not a clinging, like, because we need to have some goal in our life to achieve. Okay, so for the Buddhist monks and also for Buddhist practitioners, they have a goal. What is the goal? Attain the full enlightenment, or attain Nibbana, or liberate from all sufferings. Okay. Yeah, at the beginning, it can make some mental pains. Yes, it can. But we also understand, okay, this is something that we need to let go of to attain the final destination. Okay, because when someone has the when someone has a desire to attain the final goal, and then they understand, okay, they learn how to balance their practice. Okay? So yes, at the beginning, there might be some moments that some imbalance, and there might be some moments that they cling too much. They cling too much to that goal. But when they have that clear goal in their mind, then they learn how I can let go of this desperation, how I can let go of this clinging. Okay? So then, why? Because they understand the final goal is letting go of all the desperations, letting go of all the clingings. Okay? So when they have that understanding, even if some clinging happens in their mind, they notice it, then they let go of that clinging, because they know finally I have to let go of all the desires. Yes, at the beginning there might be some imbalance. So there is a famous sutta. In that sutta, one monk, he had that strong desire to attain the full enlightenment. Okay? So then he started practicing walking meditation. He walked, okay, until his feet started bleeding. Okay? So his feet bleeding. So then the blood was all over that walking path. Okay? So then he thought, oh, this monk life doesn't work for me. There's no, because I have a strong desire to attain the full enlightenment, but still I cannot do that. So then he thought I should quit. Okay? Then Buddha came to that monastery, and then Buddha talked to that monk. So then he was a kind of musician when he was a layperson. Okay? And let's say he was a guitarist. Okay? Let's say he was a guitarist, okay, and he used to play guitar. And then Buddha asked, okay, what do you think when the strings in guitar is too tight, does it make good music? Does it make pleasant music? He said no. So then he asked, when those strings are loose, okay, not tight enough, then does it make good music? He said no. So that's Buddha said, yeah, so you have to tune those threads to the perfect tightness. So likewise, so when we practice, so when we practice, we start to practice the teachings of the Buddha with the desire to attain the full enlightenment, to let go of our negative thoughts and develop our meditation practices. Then at the beginning, there might be some imbalance, but there are teachings that help us to let go of that imbalance and let go of those desperation and let go of the clinging that we have to our practice, and it helps us to tune our practice to the right state. So that's how we gradually improve our practice. Okay, Gisela. Yes, Tusita?
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya, Tusita.
So I don't know if it's the way that like you're just introducing it, so like we know from the beginning, because in the sutta itself, when we chant it, we never use the word nibbana. It's the actual word nibbana, and like the only thing that I see in this translation that actually references nibbana is the very last sentence where it says, "One never again comes back to the bed of a womb," which means rebirth. So and this is in the Bhikkhu Bodhi translation.
Okay. So in this first verse that we discussed, it doesn't directly use the word nibbana. Okay? It doesn't directly use the word nibbana, but it uses a synonym for the nibbana. Okay.
I don't see which one.
In the first verse, it says yantang santang padang abhisamecha. It means there is a how can I say it in English? There's something. There's a state that is peaceful.
Yes, it says having made the breakthrough to that peaceful state. Is that referring to Nibbana?
Yeah, refer to the Nibbana.
Okay, and then the other thing is to do all these things that you talked about. At the end in this translation, it says without arrogance. So saying to do all these things without arrogance. I think I understand what that means, but can you give like a detailed how to do these things without how a person would have these qualities and without arrogance? You did mention something about you didn't say the word arrogance, but you used a different word.
Become humble.
I guess, but it says that you could, you can make the breakthrough. You should be able to be upright, very upright, amenable to advice, and gentle without arrogance. You're supposed to do without arrogance.
Okay, so I didn't use the word arrogance. Like I used the word humble.
Well, still, anyway. I mean, how do you do that without humility? Like if you're being kind to somebody, there's a not humble way to do that? I don't understand. Like, there's not an arrogant way to be kind.
What do you mean? I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
Like, how can you be arrogant if you're being kind? I don't understand how you could be not humble. Like, what does that mean to be not humble, to be kind, and all all the stuff that you talked about, the peaceful state? How can you do that without humility? I mean, like, how can you do that in a non-humble way?
That's why, like, you need to be humble to cultivate that qualities, that kindness.
So you need to be humble. Oh, okay. First, okay, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you need to be humble. You need to be humble to attain those qualities.
Yeah.
Okay, I had it backwards. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I had it that you had to do these qualities with humility, and I didn't understand how you could do it with humility. I get you now, though.
Yeah. So this, I mean, like, we need to have these qualities to cultivate love and compassion in our mind. So actually, we can say, like, it helps us to purify our kindness, our compassion. Okay. So it means, like, yes, we all have kindness, we all have compassion to some level. Okay, but still, it's not purified. It's not to the highest level. Okay, to take it to the highest level, we need to follow this teaching, and we need to gradually establish these qualities in our life. Then we can take our kindness, our compassion to the next level, and then to the highest level. Then it helps us to understand the Four Noble Truths. And finally, it helps us to attain the full enlightenment or Nibbana.
I'm sorry, just the translation, he used that word at the very, very end after everything, so that confused me. Made it look like you already had these things, and now you're supposed to do all these things without arrogance. In this translation, in the Bhikkhu Bodhi translation, it says everything you said, and then it says without arrogance. So that's what threw me off. All right, whatever. Sorry about that.
The thing is, like, so when you study the Karnamita Sutta, first you need to understand, okay, the first section, the first part speaks about the qualities that we need to have in our life. And the second part teaches us how we spread love and compassion. And then at the end, it says, okay, if you have these qualities and if you have this compassion, then after the death, you will be reborn in a very high level. You will not come back to the human world.
In a womb, that's what it says. In the womb, you'll never come back to the womb. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, like, in this sutta, like, would they use some synonyms, some similes? Like, Buddha doesn't directly say, okay, he doesn't come back to the human world. He says he doesn't come to the mother's womb. Okay.
So he doesn't say rebirth, and he doesn't say nibbana. He just says uses similes instead. Yeah.
Normally, this is one of the suttas that we chant every day. Okay. So, so even right now, I can hear my other monks, they are chanting this sutta. So because every day at 9 we do a chanting, so we chant Karaniya Metta Sutta. So, so this is a good good sutta that we can learn, and also we can use this sutta as a guidance to cultivate good qualities in our life, and also we can chant this sutta for the protection as well. Why? Because this sutta speaks all about good qualities and spreading loving kindness toward all beings in the world. So that's why every day we chant this sutta as a protected discourse. So we chant some of the sutta, some of the discourse for the protection. So this is one of them. So, so because of that, you can learn how to chant this sutta. So I will try to share a recording of chanting. Then you can listen to it, and also you can learn how to chant it. Okay, so today we only focus on the first verse. So I will share this presentation with you, and then you can again study and learn the first verse in the sutta. Okay? There are so many there are so many versions of loving kindness meditation. Almost all of them, I can say, like many of those versions of loving kindness meditations are inspired by this sutta, Discourse on Loving Kindness. So if you practice any loving kindness meditation with a Buddhist monk or a lay person or some American meditation teachers, most of them are inspired by this sutta, Discourse on Loving Kindness. So, so this is a very important sutta to develop our loving kindness meditation practice. Okay, so then today we can chant that sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta, okay, so then let's try to chant Karaniya Metta Sutta. Let me. Linda, can you share it? Do you have it right now?
I actually do, Bhante. Give me one.
Okay. Okay, so let's chant Pali and English parts of this sutta. Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamecha sako ujucha sujucha suvacho chasse mudu anatimani. One skilled in good, wishing to attain that state of peace, Nibbana, should act thus. He should be clever, upright, exceedingly upright, obedient, gentle, and humble. Santusakocha subharocha, Appakichocha sallahuka buddhi, Santindriyocha nipakocha, Appagambo kulesu ananugindo. He should be content easy to support, with few duties, living lightly, controlling senses, discerning, courteous and unattached to families. Naja kuddam samachare kinchi, yena vinyo pare upavadeyum, sukhino vakemino hontu, sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. One should not do any slight wrong, which the wise might censure. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Ye kechipana bhutatti, tasava tavarava anavasesa, digavaye mahantava, majjimarasya kanukatula. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, timid or fearless, long or large, medium, short, subtle or gross, dittava eva additta, yecha dure vasanti avidure, bhutava sambhave seva, sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. Visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Naparo param nikubbete, nati manyete kattachinam kanchi, vyarosana patinga sanya, nanya manyasya dukkamichaya. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will. Should anyone wish harm to another, Matayatani yang puttang, ayusa eka putta manurake, evam pisambha bhutesu, Manasambhavaye aparimanam. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate boundless loving kindness. Mettancha sabba lokasmin, manasambhavaye aparimanam. Uddhang adocha tiriyanche, asambadang averang asapattam. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving kindness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment. Tittang charang nisinnova, Sayanova yavatassa vigatamiddo, etang sating aditteya, brahmametang viharang idamahu. Whether standing, walking, or sitting, lying down, or whenever awake, one should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here. Dittincha anupagamma silava, dasanena sampannu, kamesu vinaya gedam, naijatu gabba sayyang punaretiti. Not falling into wrong views, but virtuous and possessing right view. Removing desire for sensual pleasures, one comes never again to birth in the womb. Etena sachena suvati hotu. By this truth, may there be well-being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also, when I was chanting, I remember that Walk for Peace monk, they chanted this one. So at the end of the day, they chanted this discourse, Metta Sutta, but they have a different rhythm. But same sutta. So then we can end our program for today. So today we discuss about the first verse in Karaniya Metta Sutta, a discourse on loving kindness. And we collected merit, good karma, and also we chanted Karaniya Metta Sutta. So by the power of all the good karma we collected with the blessings of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, may you all have a long life, healthy life. May you be successful in your spiritual practice, and may you be able to realize the 4 noble truths and attain bliss of happiness, Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also, I would like to share all the merit good karma with our volunteers, especially Dr. K today, because she sent out all the emails and she worked hard to let people know about the program, and also all the other volunteers, Linda, Gisela, and all the volunteers. So may all of them have a long life, healthy life. May they have a peaceful minds, and may they attain bliss of happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And by the power of all the good karma you collected with the blessings of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, may you always have a peaceful mind, and may your loved ones have a peaceful mind, and may you all be able to attain bliss of happiness, Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so now I'm going to chant verses of blessings. Please close your eyes and listen to me. Abhivadana silis nichang vaddapachayam Chattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukhang balam Ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha Ato nibbana sampatti iminate samijjatu. May you have long life and be free from illness. May you attain bliss of happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.